Hello, Tony. How are you?
Good. How are you, Claude?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Today we have a session. We did multiple sessions before with Tony, but today we will see it will be a visual session. We will see in Business Central how the Power BI and the new reports, the new free reports in in the Business Central will be integrated, fully integrated. Who is Tony?
So, hello, everyone. My name is Tony, as Claude was saying. I'm the partner solution architect at Microsoft, focusing on business applications in SMB. I'm working with partners in Americas. So, yeah, happy to be here and connect with you, Claude.
Thank you so much, Tony, and thank you for your always availability to spread education. Today we are talking about the 75 reports, and probably you can tell us how these reports are divided. I know that we have 7 reports financial, and what about the others? And what we will do today in our session about configuration setup, you will share, and people also will see a new application done by you to help them follow the steps and do the configuration from A to Z.
Yes. So just in case you're not aware of that, in this recent Business Central release wave, the release wave 2 of 2024, we added a couple of Power BI apps natively connected with Business Central, available for all of our customers for free. So what that provides is it gives all our end users access to those pre-built reports for them to help with their daily routine. So there's a couple of categories. We have 14 reports under finance module. We have 11 reports under sales. We also have the purchase app, inventory valuation, products, and manufacturing. And we're not stopping there. We're going to add more apps, more Power BI apps in future releases. The goal is to help our customers to get onto Business Central and leverage the Power BI platform to have a better together story to leverage the Microsoft technology.
Perfect. And we were talking, I think 2-3 weeks ago about, is these Power BI reports changeable? Can somebody edit it, or they can only change the configuration? Can you tell us about this?
Sure. So once you have the Power BI apps installed in your Business Central environment, you are allowed to make certain changes, such as your date range. You can change your account category to basically tell Power BI what accounts falls under each category, what are the balance sheet accounts, what are the income statement accounts. So we know not every single company is the same. Not everyone is using the same structure of chart of accounts. So those are the things you can change. You won't be able to download the PBIX file and make all of those customizations because we want to make sure you have the best user experience. And we also have Power BI as a standalone tool. If you really want to build some custom reports, you're always more than welcome to build those reports in Power BI. And the good thing with the Power BI and Business Central integration is that you can always connect your Power BI reports with Business Central, regardless they are Microsoft first-party Power BI reports or your custom Power BI report.
Okay, and after we did all the setup and Power BI is running correctly, we can embed it in Business Central and see it directly in Business Central as the other Power BI. Like if I'm with a role or a profile of financial manager, I can see directly the Power BI report in my Business Central. No need to go and run a Power BI report. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Can we see how easy it is? Because you sent me a link, I think half an hour, and I did everything from A to Z. Like the link, we will put the link in the comment, in the first comment. If someone go and wants to see the steps and do it, we will put it in our comment. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me now share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So this is the Microsoft documentation to introduce the Power BI apps in Business Central. So we're going to leverage this today because there's a couple of links that helps us to go to the app source where we can do the installation very, very easily. I don't want to show you this is my Business Central environment, the sandbox environment that we're going to use today for the configuration.
Yeah.
And if you do the search inside of Business Central. If you're using it, you know this search is very, very powerful. It directs you to all the pages inside of Business Central. So now if we go to assisted setup, you will notice that we added a new assisted setup guide for Power BI particularly.
Yes.
And that the purpose of that is to make sure the entire setup piece is as easy as possible for all the users who want to use Power BI inside of Business Central. So we're going to use that in a couple of seconds. But before we go through the system setup guide, we want to make sure the Power BI app is actually installed in our sandbox, right? So that's our step one. So with that being said, now let's get to the official documentations that I showed you earlier. If on this page, if you scroll to the middle section, you will actually see some detailed descriptions about this Power BI, what reports that we have, and how many detailed reports we have under each module. And we also have a couple of links for you to easily go to App Source and install the application. So that's always number one. Make sure you decide which apps you want to use. If you only want to use Finance app, just install the Finance app. If you want to use all of them, make sure you repeat the process and install the app for all of them. Okay, so we're going to use Finance app as an example. So if I go there, it directs me to this app source, particularly for this Finance app published by Microsoft. The only thing I really need to do is just click on this Get It Now, because this is free for all. You don't need to configure any billing. You don't have to pay anything. You just click on this Get It Now. You will install this app in your Power BI workspace. It automatically directs you to Power BI. You just log in by using your own account. You will have to have a Power BI Pro license. You will have to be the Business Central administrator in order for you to do this configuration. So I'm gonna click on install. All right, so I think I should have this installed already. There we go. So once the app is installed in Power BI, feel free to just open that up and just take a look at the layout to see what reports you can get. Okay, so this is the financial overview. I like the layout of this report. It's nice and easy. Definitely kudos to the BC product team. They did a much better job compared to me. I know I'm not going to achieve this if I create a Power BI report from scratch. On the left-hand side,
you can report in the first report. It's something for like the CEOs or the C-suite to go and see in one shot. They should not be a financial advanced person to see and understand what is top 5 vendors, what is the top 5 customers, what is going on, what is the turnover, what is the margin profit. That's nice. Like what they did, the team, is like a one shot. Like if I'm the CEO of the company, I need to see this one on my screen. I will buy a screen and I will share it and let it update every time on. Like that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want everyone, especially those CEOs and CFOs, to log into Business Central all day, every day, right? We want to give them a snapshot of how their business is performing. So that's the beauty of Power BI, because it kind of aggregates all the data from Business Central, automatically refreshes it, and provides a very nice, clear view to those business decision makers. We have all those reports on the left-hand side. If people want to dive into the details, feel free to just click on all of those to see the details. But once you have the app installed, there's a couple of setup that you need to do. So the first thing is you need to make sure your report is connected to your environment. By default, if you have the app installed, it's not automatically connected with your Business Central environment. So that's number one thing you need to set up. By going to this semantic model of this report, it gives you the ability to change the connectivity to your Business Central environment. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just click on this drop down and go to the settings to take a look how we are configuring this this report to connect to BC and also set up the refresh schedule.
And also, if it's the first time you do the connection and you install the app, you will see, do you want to connect? You will click on connect. But because probably you are connected before, for that you have to go to the settings. It will be easier for this first time connection.
Correct. Correct. I've connected this multiple times with my BC environment, so I apologize for that. I don't have that button showing up anymore. But
Yeah.
like you were saying, Claude, if this is the first time, it has a very, very clear action for you to click on, and it will guide you through the setup, like putting the environment name, putting the company name, and then you as a system admin, you just log in to authenticate. I will automatically connect that environment for you. So we can take a look at the refresh schedule here. It allows you to refresh this report either on a daily basis or a weekly basis. It's totally up to you. Typically, I would suggest to go with daily because you want to see the latest data from your Business Central environment. You don't want to see all of those outdated numbers. And you can add multiple refresh times throughout the day if you want. Right now, I configured 2 times in a day, 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. But if you think you want to add more, just use this add another time to add more time that you want your report to refresh.
But
All
my
right?
question here, what is the best practice about the refreshing? Like it will take 10, 15 minutes to refresh. Like it's better not to have like every 10 minutes a refresh, or what's the best practice?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's probably not good to refresh the report every 10 minutes. And it really depends on how big your Business Central environment is. If you have a tons of data, the refresh time will be relatively longer compared to those environments has less data, right? So if you have a ton of data, maybe just do an hourly refresh or maybe every 2 hours. If you have a relatively small database, you want to see the numbers more frequently, you can kind of reduce the interval. It's totally up to you.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so I'm gonna discard this change and just quickly show you this
Only one
data
last
source.
question about the
Yeah,
refresh. Can somebody refresh it manually? Like
yes, absolutely.
I'm a CFO, like I know that the refresh it's after 1 hour, but I need to see something now. Can I click on refresh?
Yeah, if you log into Power BI, you can do all of those things
Okay.
yourself ad hoc. But if you are seeing this report in Business Central,
Yeah.
Business Central doesn't give you that option to refresh the Power BI report inside of Business Central, right?
Okay. Perfect.
If the CFO is an expert of Power BI, they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, sure.
It's just a typical Power BI report.
Perfect.
All
No,
right.
that works.
So yeah. So once the configuration is done, I want to show that the data source credential that I've configured to have it linked with my Business Central environment. But just to reiterate, if this is your first time installing this app, it will give you very, very straightforward, intuitive button that you can click on that will guide you through the connection setup. All right. So once the Power BI report is configured, the next thing you need to do is just log into Business Central to make sure you enable that report. Okay. So I'm back to Business Central in this assisted setup page. I'm going to use this connect to Power BI guide. I've already done it before, so I'm going to just rerun it. There we go. So there's a couple of things you can set up during this assisted setup. The first thing is the calendar type. By default, it's fiscal, but you can totally just change it to the standard calendar or a weekly calendar. For this demo purposes, I will probably going to go with the fiscal setup. We'll kind of use my fiscal setup inside of Business Central. Go to the next. I'm located in Toronto, so I'm going to use this Eastern time zone for my setup. This data table range is also something good to consider because depends on how many years of data you want to see in Power BI. Sometimes you want to expand your data range to include the past couple of years data. Sometimes if you only care about your current fiscal year, you can also change it to your current fiscal year. For this purpose, I'm going to change this to 2024. All right, I'm going to go to next. You can also configure your working days. I hope everyone's only working 5 days a week. So we're only picking Monday all the way to Friday and leave Saturday and Sunday unchecked. But you can change your working calendar as well. If you're not working on Friday, for the entire company, you can just check this off if you want. I'm going to leave it on as a default setup. All right, this is the exciting piece. So in this setup guide, we added a couple of sections, like finance section, sales section. If we scroll down, you can also see the purchasing, inventory, and projects and manufacturing. So this is the place for you to to pick and choose which Power BI app you want to link to the module, right? So it's kind of intuitive because I just installed the finance app and now I'm telling Business Central I want to use the finance app, right?
Yes.
So the only thing I need to do is just click on the three dots, choose the app I just installed, and then from there, I'm going to choose my report. So as soon as you pick that, you will see that for my Business Central finance module, I'm going to use this finance app as my Power BI report. So the reason why we're doing this, we're asking you to pick this instead of automatically linking the two, is because at this moment, if you have multiple companies inside of Business Central, and every single company needs to use Power BI, you will have to install that Power BI app multiple times into different workspaces in Power BI. Okay, so for example, I can have a Power BI workspace for my US company.
Yeah.
I can have a Power BI report for my Canadian workspace, right? So then I go to my US and Canada's Canadian Business Central environment and company. I can choose the particular workspace that I want to link. So that's the whole reason why we're having this screen.
Now this is by company. It's not by environment. It's by like if I have 5 companies, I need to have 5 workspace in Power BI, and I need to install the application 5 times for every workspace. Correct?
Yes.
But if like I don't know, probably now is not the case, but later on, should I find like one application that can read from multiple companies?
That's a good, very good question. Maybe it's in the roadmap. The reason why we're kind of splitting that into multiple companies, multiple workspaces, is because we don't want to have all the data going to the same report, and then it becomes a little bit difficult for you to manage from data perspective, right? If you do want to consolidate multiple companies, you can configure a consolidation company inside of Business Central and log into that consolidation company and connect to Power BI. So that gives you all the data.
You're right, 100%. I need to talk about an example that I have. I have a company who has 5, 6 companies in multiple countries. And yeah, for the consolidation, you can create a financial consolidation company, but it's not on the level of inventory. Like I need to know this mouse, I'm selling this mouse, and this mouse is sold in multiple countries. And I need to know how much I'm selling from this mouse. Like on the inventory side, we don't have the consolidation. For that, I'm asking if probably in the future we will have, but we will wait and see. Nothing in the roadmap now. We cannot know the future. Microsoft is surprising us a lot. Probably in the next, we will have additional things. Perfect. Thank you. Let's continue. It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go proceed with this next. So that's pretty much everything I need to do. And it will basically just show you the environment name and company name just to make sure that we are on the same, that we're on the right company we want to set up this connection. I'm going to just click on this finish to close that out. That's the only thing you need to do to configure that inside of Business Central. And once the app is configured and installed in your Business Central environment, the next thing you need to do is just to enjoy the reports you have in Business Central. Click on this All Reports, and you will see that I now have all of those reports available for me under the finance module. So I'm going to see the same report, the finance overview. Isn't it nice that just see this comprehensive Power BI report inside of Business Central with a click of button? It shows you everything. And the nice thing about this, you can even bookmark this to your home page. So you don't have to click on all reports and then click on this report. So I'm going to show you how it looks like in my homepage. I've already done that. I bookmarked the financial overview and also income statement to my homepage. So yeah, next time for me to open that up, all I need to do is just click on this financial overview and it will direct me right into this report.
Yeah.
And I can also use filters on the right-hand side to drill down to some particular data point that I want to check. All of those filters are available for you. So feel free to enjoy the report.
A question concerning if we go to income statement by months, and here, I don't know if, okay, perfect. and this can be filtered and all this point. And here I see like 50,001 for 40,001. If I need to change or add on the report, like on a report, I need to change or add any of the accounts. Is it possible?
Yeah, absolutely. We understand that not every company is using the same structure of their chart of accounts.
Yes.
So in order to do so, all you need to do is just go to Power BI account categories.
Whoa. Okay.
So this is the page where you can tell the system that my balance sheet accounts is in this particular range. My income statement accounts is in another range. So the setup will take into consideration that your chart of account setup and put them into the proper categories in those Power BI reports. This is the way that you can configure them and categorize them to 400 different sections of your balance sheet and income statement.
And these categories will be linked to the chart of account.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Like and once I change any categorization here, I need to go and refresh my Power BI to see the result.
Yeah. Correct. Yep. So that's pretty much it. It's very nice and easy setup to use this Power BI reports. It's free for everyone to use. It should be available right now in your Business Central environment if you are using the latest Business Central environment. Definitely go ahead and give it a try. We will also paste the link in the description, just like Claude was saying. We created a click-through demo where you can literally go follow the guide and instructions and just play with this configuration and installation. So it gives you more fun and experience configuring the app. So definitely enjoy it.
Perfect. Thank you, Tony, for your time. It's very nice. We will wait for more and more. And what I suggest on all the customers, don't go and install all the app. Install the app that you need to test. Go and to the financial, finish the financial, be happy with the financial, go to the inventory, install the application. Don't install 70. Install what you need in your environment and enjoy the nice views and the nice reporting of Power BI. Thank you, Tony, so much for your time and for the information and education. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Happy to be here. Thank you, Claude, for having me here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.